we're not back because it's an entirely new segment. This is called The Filler. We don't know what it is yet, but you're going to find out. And with me, I have Kevin.
Hey.
And we're going to just talk about whatever we talk about. All right, Kev, I got a question. And
Yes,
then actually
sir.
a bone, not even a bone to pick. It's just a question in general. What is your mentality on posting when you actually make posts? Because I've seen you wilding on
Alright.
Facebook sometimes, bro. And that's just wild.
Um,
And we'll link Kevin's little Facebook here, his professional and his normal one, so you can see the difference.
no, okay, so I do have two different Facebook accounts. One is like a more professional one where I kind of like hit up business owners and stuff, like just kind of interact and check on them just so I could get an inside look on the market, when it comes to certain aspects.
What is your market? Like, why'd you create that?
That one, well, like I plan to do some social media marketing, and I'm still looking to hone that skill. So like I look at business owners and just kind of seeing like what kind of problems they face.
Okay.
Like certain niches, they face different problems. Like for example, HVAC companies, it's more about like getting leads in and, and trying to close those. So yeah, just different niches more or less. And then on my personal Facebook profile, like I just post whatever the fuck I want. Like there was a certain point where like I used to care like what people thought about me, and I was like, oh, like, should I post this shit or not? Like, that shit's just wild.
And what would those posts consist of, though? Like, what would you be, like, iffy on? Or, like, what would it be?
It just be some jokes. I don't know. It's just, like, I guess I portrayed I wanted to be seen as, like, I don't know, like, a smarter type of, like, more educated. I don't know if that makes sense.
So,
but, like,
I feel you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, would you say, at the time when you were gonna make the jokes, like, that whole teeter-totter between posting or not posting it, like what actually was the decisive, like, oh no, I'm gonna kick back?
Well, honestly, like it was just the point where I just said fuck it, like, and then I just decided to post whatever the fuck I want. So like, like I sometimes think I am like way too fucking like comfortable on the app sometimes, but at the same time, like honestly, like there's certain people that like interact with me and like I've never met them in person, but I know if I ever met them, like, they'd be hella cool, and, like, I've kind of met certain people, like, in the Valley that I really haven't met yet, but that I know, like, it'd be so dope to meet them, like, if I ever did, or, like, if they ever came to one of our events,
Yeah, basically, that's the whole point of social media, like, meeting people, like, well, like, Facebook was, like, within your own little group and community, but, like, eventually you do spur out, and then you meet more people, and then just a little web gets
exactly
created.
And like I think a lot of people are just kind of scared to be social on social media, but that's what it's about, like like talking to different people and just getting to know.
Yeah, and that's actually like one of the biggest things, at least for small businesses and anybody who's trying to create anything. Like, you have to do the footwork. It's as simple as that. Like, you really have to put yourself out there, comments on people's posts. For example, if you're selling Yoshis for a living, you have to put yourself out there and like send people your things. If you search up on Twitter and you put Yoshi, and someone tweets about Yoshi and you're selling like custom made Yoshis, talk to them and be like, oh, like I make custom made Yoshis, check me out, put your link. Either way, if that person sees it or not, like, you're out there and you'll get a click somewhere. Because I clicked on random people's like art pages and that's just fucking dope. And I bought some of that shit. And you never know when the fuck you're gonna fucking blow up on one. That's like as simple as that. You have to make the traction. It's social media. It's social.
I think like for certain aspects, like if you don't adjust to the whole like like posting on social media, you will get left behind. There's a business that like people are recently talking about. I think it's called like Tropical, the one by the Dollar Theater.
Oh yeah, if you to the Coachella Valley natives, the Dollar Theater in Cat City, there is a Mexican ice cream shop called Tropical, and it's recently been affected with coronavirus. With the whole coronavirus going on, it's been affected with business. Smaller businesses can't compete anymore because not a lot of people are going, and it sucks because these people have families and like again.
Yeah.
What Kevin was saying, like helping those small businesses put themselves out there would help him with the social media marketing. I'm sorry, I got skewed with the point because I feel really passionate about this place because way back when I was a kid, I was maybe like 7 or something, and I would go to the dollar movies with my mom. And immediately after we get like an ice cream, or immediately after we get something, but it specifically be that place, and that place has a lot of memories, and I'm pretty sure hella people know about it. No, Kevin knew about it. Kevin was the one that sent me. Like, I didn't even see it until,
Yeah.
like, some random person actually made a post about it. And I'm pretty sure it's not even on social media. This is the first time you probably heard about it.
Yeah,
Like,
and the thing is, like, I know that if they were at least on social media and running a couple of ads, they would at least stand more of a chance and be able to position themselves, you know, in a better place than where they are now. Because, like, most of their traction was coming in because of, like, the movie theater that was next door to it. But now that you took that away, then they're not really getting any more traction, you know, people stepping in the doors. So I think, like, if they were able to, like, reach out the way, like, certain other restaurants are in the Valley and adapt to the changes, then, you know, like, they'd be in a better spot. So, like, that's kind of where I want to come in, and I want to help those kind of businesses that are, like, in that position be able to position themselves and, you know, like, you know, for their families or whatever underlying reason, you know, just, like, make it, more or less.
and who was the person that posted this? Because it was like a random person that just made a post, right?
Yeah, well, like, it was just someone that I'm friends with on Facebook.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's cool. Like, for me, like, I add pretty much everybody that, like, pops up. Like, whether I know you or not, whether you have said it or not, like, you know, like, I just like to, like, you know, get to know people from the Valley. So that's my take on it. And yeah. So, you know, like, I know that you took a trip to LA recently.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, how was that whole experience?
Well, for those that don't know, yeah, because I'm fairly new to the Coachella Valley game and putting myself out there. You know, I'm starting from the bottom, y'all. Like, I'm still nowhere. But I did recently get a job in LA as an actor on the music video, and you know, it was a very humbling experience. I met a lot of people, and it, like, I don't know, like, every time I've gone to LA, it's dope because the people I've met, they've always been very nice to me. The people I've met always been, like, on top of their game when it comes to being professional, like when it comes to actually acting or dancing, because I have gotten a live part in a singing competition, and I was a background dancer.
Yeah.
And that was different from the whole acting part. But anyways, back to the trip in LA. I met a couple producers. I met a couple people that actually produce podcasts. So I actually got to talk about cameras. I got to talk about mics, lighting, and honestly, I came back with so much. Like, I don't even know how to start. Like,
No, yeah,
like it's wild because on top of that, a lot of, like, I met the manager of the artist, the new upcoming artist, and then they wanted to make, like, a whole thing, and they were like, oh, like, in the future, like, you know, we can make a music video with Contemp, and I was like, oh, well, I'm down because I know people that can do Contemp, and it's like, you go out to these trips and you start seeing the possibilities that are out there, not just here in the Valley, because you're creating, like, at least us in the Valley, which is, I say us because it is the whole dance family, and it's Illusionist, and the adult team and Amazing, and we're all trying to create something out here. So when I go out there, and then hopefully I can be that median to them, so I can connect them, like the people who are actually taking it and want to take it serious. I can connect them to jobs. Like,
right.
That's like that to me is the most important part about this. Like, me putting myself out there, and yeah, I'm doing the whole dance career, and yeah, I'm doing everything, but I'm also setting myself up and setting it all up. So eventually, if they do ever need dancers or they need people, I can be like, oh, like, I got people. You know, I can be that connection. I can help people get and boost them out there. You know, and then I already have this platform. That's honestly, I just want to help people. Like, like, this whole trip made me realize how much I can truly do for a lot of people, and I truly want to do that. Like, I really want to help get people connected, because a lot of the time, like, when you're out there networking, you'll hear this a lot: networking. Oh, it's so annoying, because you think it's so strict, but it's not. It's as simple as, like, oh, what phone is that? And the conversation starts, and then you start picking, and you start seeing, like, what they need, and then you go from there and start seeing the conversation. Or, like, let's say you're trying to get a job in the acting position. Literally, I can go to Kevin and be like, oh, bro, that's a cool shirt. What would you reply if someone says that? Like,
I just be like, thanks, God swap me.
What swap me? Exactly like that. And that's how you build. You start building on the conversation like that, and then eventually, it's not even about getting a job right then and there. It's about building the connection. So when later on you actually re-meet the person, or you become, in a sense, more valuable to that person, you can put yourself out there and send them the resume and send them the headshots and be like, hey, hey Brandon, if the person is called Brandon, hey Brandon, you know, we met 2 months ago. It was on this music video for this person, so and so. It was super super nice working to you. Working with you. Here's my resume. Here are my headshots in case you ever need another dancer, need another actor, anything, whatever the part is. And then that's how you land yet another job. And if let's say they don't got a job, they'll send it to people who need people, because again, producers know producers and people just know people. And if for some reason they don't need you, someone over here is gonna need you. Like, there's a lot of jobs in this industry, and people get scared or like they're intimidated by how brutal it is. But it's a fucking ocean out here, you know.
Right.
Like, you really, like, on top of everything, and how like and not, it's not laid back, because it is hard. It is hard to put yourself into that position and talk to those people, especially if you're not sociable, because people, it's competitive. Again,
Right.
people are sharks.
I think when it comes to networking, like, a lot of people are intimidated by those who like have a lot more experience. You know, just maybe, I don't know if it's, you know, self-confidence type of thing, or like maybe they don't feel good enough, or maybe they just don't want to make the wrong impression. But I think, like, at the end of the day, you know, you just kind of gotta, like, you know, get over it and then just kind of be yourself, and, you know, just try to make those connections, because you never know when they're gonna, you know, like you said, when you're gonna need them down the future. Like, it's always just good to know those kind of people.
Yeah, for example, I got this job because of the person I met last year. Because now they began as, you know, dipping their feet into the water as an artist. They got experience, and then they actually went you know, a little bit more into it, and now they're making a whole music video. She actually has 3 songs coming out on Spotify. I forget her at, but Dahlia, if you see this, I'll add you right here, because y'all should honestly check her music out. It's her voice is amazing, and it'll literally snatch your fucking soul. Like, I was there during the whole music video, and you know, she was playing the piano, and then like the echo in the room made it sound even cooler.
Yeah,
So it give you like little chills sometimes. So it was cool.
I would say it's kind of like singing in the shower. Like, you know, you get that little
Yeah,
vocal effect.
when you get the acoustics in the shower, it felt like that.
Yeah, it was tight. You know, I've seen videos of people like singing down the well, and then that shit was cool too.
Well, I mean, and yeah, like that was kind of my LA trip. You know, like, I didn't really do much exploring. I was there strictly business. You know, like, from the music video, I met people, met the producers, stayed on set. Literally was there. I forget how long I was there. I was there, but literally the point when you're there, like, you're not there like chilling or talking to people. Like, you're there, and people cannot talk to you. Like, you know, if people aren't friendly, you're kind of just there chilling by yourself until they need you. So it's kind of like you can be there for a whole hour, 2 hours, not doing shit. But then they're like, all right, we're ready, and like, you got to be on point, bro. Like, you cannot mess up, you cannot nothing, because like that whole hour or 2 hours, like, they were either fixing makeup. They're either fixing like.
Did anybody
something.
fuck up? Like,
no, it wasn't like crazy fuck, like mess ups, or nobody really messed up.
Yeah.
But like I have been in other situations where like people mess up or something like that. And you're just like, oh fuck, you're like, oh fuck.
Were you nervous at all or anything? Like,
no. I think with everything you have to go with a certain level of confidence. Like, you really have to like hold yourself to that standard and have that chip on your shoulder, because people can smell that. Like, if you're shy, or if you don't, you know. People are people. People can read you. Like, it is what it is. Like, you really have to go in with that level of confidence. I mean, like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm here for the acting position of this. And then they'll be like, oh, go talk to Mark. You know? And then that's it. And then that's how literally you go in there. And then you start meeting people. And then, for example, let's say there's someone sitting down and be like, oh, hello, my name is so-and-so. And then you introduce yourself the way your parents taught you to introduce yourself. Like, at least my parents, whenever I showed up to any house, they always told me, you know, you go in and say hi, and like, you know, be respectful and say hello to like everybody, and introduce yourself if they don't know you. And that's kind of like the same thing I use. Like, you know, you go in with the friendly face, say hello, and you continue the conversation from then. But yeah, that's it. Don't be scared when you're going out there. Like, you out there for a reason. You're the one that chose it. Why are you scared? You feel me? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's all mentality, and you really have to dial yourself in, because when you're there, like, nothing else matters, because you don't know if you're gonna get your next big break at that point, or you're gonna get something else. But you have to be like 110% like focused and dialed in. That was LA.
I think mindset definitely does play a huge role, you know, because if you go in with a mentality, like, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it's like, if you know I'm gonna fucking do good, you know, you reinforce that idea, you do shit, and then you see yourself like, oh, I'm actually making it, and then you actually make it happen. So, you know, it's just like, everything just goes around.
Yeah, because, I mean, I've gotten in the position where I feel like I've been fucking up, or I haven't been doing, you know, the fucking, the dance right or whatever, and I'm just like, oh, shit, like, I'm gonna fuck up again, I'm gonna fuck up again, and then, like, it keeps going, but, like, now I've learned to, like, be like, nah, fuck that, like, next one, you know?
Yeah,
or
just
nah, fuck that, like,
go.
next one, you know, like, all right, like, I messed up again, but, next one, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna just, like, learn that you're gonna fuck up, but, like, you know, just fucking get that shit right.
Off. Like, everybody fucks up.
Yeah,
like,
get that shit
nobody's
right.
Perfect.
Yeah, and especially if you're in a position where you do have a little bit of leeway, and you do have a bit of room to bounce back, then use that, but use that wisely. You know, like, don't rely too much on it and just fucking chill. But, like, you know, you use that to your advantage as well. You took a trip to San Francisco.
Right.
How was that?
How is
the Bay?
It was
quarantine.
It was just hella crazy. I wouldn't say it was like completely empty. It's just like I was just kind of shook about like how different everything was out there. Cause you know I've never been in a city like that. You know I've been to LA, but it's definitely a bit different than LA because everything is just happens to be more packed and there's like bigger like buildings and everything. So, you know, like, the streets are crazy because they're all one way, and that shit just had me, like, kind of shook, just getting used to it. It looked like, the streets looked like there was a kid that literally just drew on them. Like, crayons everywhere. Like, it was just crazy. I did fuck up a couple times, like, when I was driving. I stopped in the middle of the road, and it was red, bro. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
What?
It was, like, there was, like, a turn, and, like, in the middle, I stopped my car here because the light, I don't know, it's just confusing, dog. But yeah, it was crazy. It's really different.
Did you experience the hill? Because the times that I went to the Bay, I've always, not scared, but like when you go up the hill and you stop and then you're like about to accelerate again, and like your car kind of like.
Oh yeah, there is hella hills out there. There were people that were parked on a fucking hill, like a steep ass hill, and they're parked sideways. And I was like, damn, like how the fuck y'all do that?
For real, every time I park in the hill, I be having to get out super fucking weird. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like the door be weighing like 2 tons and shit. Like, oh, I feel like you know how they do the NASA movies at the end, and that shit falls into the water. They're like, goo, and then they're like, because motherfucking they made it from that. Who was it? Who made it? Apollo. What was that movie? Apollo 18 or something like that.
Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about.
You never saw the movie?
I don't think
with
so.
Tom Hanks when he like.
No.
Maybe I'm tripping too. But anyways, what did you go see? Did you see Alcatraz or any of the little touristy attractions?
Yeah, so this is because it was quarantine, so we were gonna go see Alcatraz, but you know, like, they just said that we wouldn't be allowed on the island, like, to see the prison. Mm-hmm. We would just be allowed on the island, and so there was really no point, you know, in paying the same ticket, like full price, and then not getting to see the fucking prison.
Mm-hmm. Were you scared to see the prison? Like, were you actually hyped?
Yeah, I was actually hyped. Yeah. That shit's cool.
You were scared?
Well, I'm mostly kind of like a views person. Like, I love fucking chill views and dope vibes and all that shit. So, you know, I was more hyped about, like, seeing what it was like out there.
Say that shit again. You like what?
Like, dope vibes, chill views?
You remind me of, like, the Tumblr shit. Chill vibes.
Right, that
chill views.
Like that.
And it's like a completely unrelated picture of, like, a sandal. in the sand.
I just like sunsets and shit. Like, that's just cool.
No, yeah, I think my favorite thing is the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like every single time I've seen the sunset, like that shit wild. Not every single time, but like every single time I paid attention to like a really, really fucking popping sunset, I've been like, damn, like Mother Nature went off today.
Yeah, and I didn't used to like nature all the time either. Like, I would just be like, oh, like the tree's a tree, and like it's just like that's just a sunset. But I remember there was a one point in my life where like everything just kind of clicked. I was just driving one day, and then like I don't know why, but I just started crying because I looked at like the road, like I don't know what I looked at, and it just looked so fucking beautiful. And I wasn't on anything or anything. I think I was just high on life that day. But like something just clicked, and I just thought it was fucking beautiful. And ever since that day, I just started appreciating shit.
Now I've had moments like that.
Yeah.
Like definitely moments, not like driving moments where I've been like, damn, and started crying, but like I've had moments where it's like, you realize and it just you feel like overwhelmed.
Yeah, dude.
It's like you feel moved and you're just like, oh, like
Then you just kind of think about your life. Like, shit, I'm really out here. And honestly, we live in one of the fucking nicest places. Like, I'm not really, I discovered that I'm not really much of a city person. You know, like, I like how it is here. Because it's like, over there, it just seems everything is just, like, popping. And it's just, like, so stressful for me. So, like, you know, like, going out there and then coming back here, I really appreciated, like, the valley and how open the fucking roads were and shit. So, yeah, that was cool. I tried ramen for the first time. The thing about there is, like, everything's just more, like, local. You get me? So, like...
Yeah, I tried this one place. It was called Tacorea, and it was like a Korean Mexican taco mix.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of culture out there.
The one thing I do remember, they had the Kanye asada burrito. Kanye
Asada
burrito, and like they had Kanye's face like a little small Kanye face on that shit. But yeah, like a lot of the people, like a lot of like local little businesses, like they have a lot of like mixed cultures, and it's all local, to be honest with you. I didn't really see like a big food chain restaurant out there like that.
Yeah,
was,
not
like,
me
a
either.
franchise or some shit like that.
There was like Panda, McDonald's, but like
Yeah, the typical shit, but
yeah.
like nothing like out of the ordinary.
Yeah, like nothing crazy. So everything was dope. Honestly, where I had ramen, it wasn't even good. You know, I'm not gonna front. It was like
That shit was trash.
that shit was trash.
How
like,
trash? Like,
well, it's because like we.
Scale of 1 to Gordon Ramsay.
I don't know, man. I think I just kind of ate it because like I paid for that bitch, so like I needed to eat it.
Okay, because I also work at a restaurant. At nights I work at
yeah, like
I forgot. I work at a restaurant, but like white people be complaining with that shit. Like if they don't like their food, they'll ask they'll demand for fucking refund. Why'd you demand for refund?
Well, I was already at the hotel. That shit was like too much of a walk. Cause like you know, like it's just like
I feel that shit.
it was not worth the trouble.
Why weren't you like, bro? This shit was trash.
Bro, like all my roommates, we all pretty much got the same thing, and they said it was trash too. Like it wasn't just me. Like they said it was. They're like usually ramen's not like that, but like I think the spinach was like all chewy and shit, and like I almost choked on that bitch.
Oh, really?
The beef was just weird. It's
you were like a fucking pelican, like the one from Nemo.
But that ass, like I swallowed it, and that shit wasn't even like. This is weird. And then, but there was this burger place called Super Duper, and like they had this burger called the Bird.
The Bird.
The Bird.
What did it have? What did it have?
I don't know. It was like a spicy kind of chicken shit, but it was so good, bro. Like honestly, I think it beats like Chipotle. Like that's how good it was.
How does it be? Okay, how does that correlate to Chipotle? How does it beat Chipotle? What is that standard?
I meant Chick-fil-A.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. Chipotle.
Have you tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
No, I haven't tried it.
I haven't tried it either. Damn.
But I heard it was good.
See, I heard it was good too. What was the other sandwich that they were competing with?
In-N-Out?
No.
In-N-Out's trash.
No, it was another. They were competing with another sandwich. I forget. It was another sandwich, and they were like, "Oh, this sandwich, and they were going at it. But
well, like Wendy's.
I think so.
Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Really, was it Chick-fil-A and Popeyes?
I think it might have been Chick-fil-A.
Damn, it was Chick-fil-A and Popeyes that they were going at it, and I've tried the one from Chick-fil-A, and honestly, the one from Chick-fil-A is like whatever, nothing crazy, like just another chicken sandwich.
Nah, Chick-fil-A is bomb.
No, Chick-fil-A is bomb. I like dipping the nuggets and shit, but like. The chicken sandwich is not
But
that good.
if you had to choose between Cane's or Chick-fil-A, what's your answer? Chick-fil-A right here, bro.
That's hard because they both got they both got good shit on the menu, and they also got like bad shit that I'm kind of just like, oh, I can make do without that. Like with Cane's, I like the chicken and the biscuit, like I'll be chill with that. But like the fries, like the fuck is that? And they give you coleslaw, like what who motherfucker gives you coleslaw? Like that is that. You like coleslaw? Jay-Z likes coleslaw. He's behind the camera right now. I mean, he said like this.
Yeah, he's looking at us all disappointed.
Bro, coleslaw's fucking disgusting. I throw that shit away immediately. I don't give no fucks, bro. That shit is disgusting. Like coleslaw, bro. Coleslaw. Oh fuck. But no, like see, I like the chicken and I like the biscuit and like the sauce is cool. Fuck the fries. That shit trash. Chick-fil-A, I don't like the chicken sandwiches, whatever, but I like the little tenders, and the little nuggets. Like I'll eat that shit. And their fries are better, I think.
Chick-fil-A, like
Chick-fil-A.
That's just my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A is fucking bomb. I wish we had one out here in the valley.
Weren't they gonna make one? Cause they didn't. What was the donut place called that came?
I remember when that shit popped up. Actually, like everybody was all hyped for it. I forgot what it was called, but like I know there's like a line and then.
Fuck! What is? We're blanking on every single fucking name that we're trying to think of right now.
Yeah. The little donut place.
Krispy
Yeah, Krispy
Kreme. That
Kreme.
shit. I don't go to Krispy Kreme like that. Like I don't even like Krispy Kreme like that. It's good.
The only reason I've had them is because people used to sell them like at school.
Oh yeah, they be fundraising at
Krispy
school,
Kreme?
trying to go to like softball games and
Yeah.
like, oh, help us, like
You-
Krispy Kreme.
Do you remember when they had the "Put Me In, Coach" shirts?
Oh, okay. Oh my god, shit.
And they were all
This
like-
was the funniest fucking shirt I've ever seen in my fucking life. I don't know why. Who the fuck thought of this shit? But honestly, like, I'm not trying to roast nothing, but like, this was a really bad shirt. Like, they had a shirt and it was for softball, and it said, "Put me in, coach." Like, and to their explanation. It was like them. Hold up. It was like them trying to be eager, like, put me in, coach. But like, I did not read that shit like that. Nobody read that shit. Nobody read that shit like that. Like I read that shit like you're not getting fucking time and you're on the fucking bench, so put me in, coach. Like,
exactly how I
bro,
read it, dude.
legit, every single
exactly how I
coach,
read
every
it.
single fucking person, security guard's like, I don't get it. Like, why would you put that on the shirt? Like, it made no sense, like, at all.
Oh, shit. Who thought it was a good idea?
I forget. Did y'all, like, people stop selling that shit. They were like,
I know. I think it was just like a 1 year thing.
Oh, but damn, we really should have bought that for the member.
Bro, I would be wearing it right now.
For real. Put me in, coach. Oh man. Anything else?
One thing I did want to bring up to light, before the end was, just kind of talk about like the Save Our Children movement. So it's like,
What is the Save Our Children movement? For those that don't know, what is the Save Our Children?
so the Save Our Children movement is pretty much a movement against, like all the child trafficking, sex trafficking that's been occurring and coming to light more recently. So originally the hashtag was Save the Children, but there's already a foundation called Save the Children.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really want to bring that to light.
Why? Was it just because it was something different? Or
I think
like...
it's the Bill Gates Foundation. So like I think they just didn't want to like advertise for them.
Gotcha.
So they just kind of like put Save Our Children. So like you don't necessarily have to be a parent to support Save, the hashtag Save Our Children, but it's just kind of like how it is. And like, I feel pretty strongly about it, not just because I'm a dad, but, just in general, like I look at my daughter sometimes and I'm like, wow, like there's people out there her age that are being trafficked. And that's just fucking crazy to me. The fact that we even need to have a movement about this, it's just like, wow to me.
Yeah, I watched the Epstein documentary on Netflix.
Yep.
That to me was crazy because I don't think they really they barely covered like the tip of the surface. I feel, it was just to, like get the light out there and stuff. But to me it's just wild. Like, cause I have a sister. She's 6 right now. Wow, she's 6.
I remember when she was like,
yeah,
baby.
I don't know, like, and then it hits home. Because it targets primarily girls. Like, I'll keep it real. Like that shit is horrible. and a lot of people try to like brush it on the table because it is an uncomfortable topic to talk about. Like, but this shit is out there in the world, and it's happening at our local food grocery stores, our shopping centers. It can literally happen anywhere. Like in front of your house, like someone can be following you or something, and then it happens. So I honestly do. I personally want to boost this up out there because a lot of more people need to be involved. And the movement has to grow because it's been going on for too long.
Yeah.
And it's been happening in like with Epstein and the government being involved in everything. Like it's just wild.
I remember when people thought you were crazy for saying that there was the possibility of there being a pedophile island. This was like 10 years ago. People just considered you crazy. You're a conspiracist. Like, you're just like, you're just way off. But, years later, we're living in a reality where they did find out that there was a pedophile island. So, ever since then, I think people have kind of started to wake up a little. And, they started kind of questioning, like, okay, what is real and what isn't? Like this whole Pizzagate thing, like, you don't have to believe every conspiracy that's out there, but just like always keep an open mind because, if we really thought a pedophile island was, like just something that would be out of this world, like, and it turned out to be true, then, you just kind of got to start questioning things for yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, way back when, I feel like, 10 years ago, like, this stuff would have just been whatever,
Yeah.
like it was just but now, like, with social media and everything, like, I honestly think, like, right now and moving forward is the best time to actually, like, just go full force with it.
Mhm.
Like, back then, not a lot of things were, like, out there, so you can actually put your word out there, start foundations, or, like, do whole movements. But now there is,
I think that's just powerful. I think, whoever was trying to keep all of this secret, because I'm sure there's people out there like, the higher ups trying to trying to keep it secret. I think they really didn't expect the power of social media to really, be as strong as it is right now.
Yeah, Gary Vee one time said, and he did it relating it to business, because there is a lot of, like, businesses out there that do shit, like, wrong, and they fuck people over. And he was saying, like, that era ended when social media and everything came in, because now those businesses that were doing, like, evil shit or had a hidden agenda can't do that anymore. Sorry, because a lot of that shit is out in the world now. And if you go on the internet and search up a company, you can find a lot of information.
Yeah. And a big topic is just kind of like the press, like what the media, like their agenda and what they try to show you and stuff. I think we're kind of just moving towards, like, more of a free press, if that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because, like, what I heard is that the Epstein story, there was a reporter that was, like, there's actually, like, footage of this. Like, she was trying to, like, take it up to I think it was, like, ABC News or something. And, they put it off because it was elections and it wouldn't make Clinton look bad. So, like, it's just, like, they kind of are controlling the narrative. And they have received some backlash, but I don't think it's been enough backlash for shit like that. So,
because this isn't just a small topic. Like, it's not it's not like someone getting, like, run over and it's like, oh, no,
right.
like we can't, no, I'm sorry. That's a horrible example, but, like, it was just, it's like, they take it as something minor to say. Like, they take this whole, like, conspiracies and like the sex trafficking and human trafficking, like, in such a minor, like, it's so minor that, like, it's gonna make Clinton look bad. Like, what is that? Like, I don't care about Clinton. Like, what's all these people, like, all these people being affected by it. That's what we should care about. You feel me? Like, if it makes Clinton look bad, like, well, tough shit, Clinton. You shouldn't have been involved in that shit. Yeah. You feel me? Like,
it's like the flight logs don't lie. Like, at least Bill Clinton has been out there several times. As much as he denies it, like, there's no, like, really concrete evidence, but like, there was a fucking picture of him in a dress. You seen that shit?
I haven't seen
the picture of him in a dress wearing Hillary's dress with, like, some high heels. That shit's just weird and creepy, but that shit wasn't in Epstein's, like, island. Like, that shit was in his house. So, it's like, I think it's just little shit like this that people aren't aware of, that once you really start looking into, that you just kind of find. And it's just wild. Yeah, it's like, it was really hard for me to get into it, but yeah, I feel like it just needs to be said.
Yeah. And it was said. And with that, we have the filler. Thank you again for hearing us talk and hearing what we had to say and joining us on yet another episode, segment, whatever this may be, but the filler. Thank you again. From my room to the valley, from the valley to the world, we're off.
Peace.